This is Sherry Bracken for Big Island News Center in KLA TV 6.
The town should never leave it solely to the discretion of an outside entity ever again.
A standing room only crowd of more than 350 people was at Thelma Parker Gym in Waimea Thursday night for a community meeting to discuss the abrupt departure of Waimea Middle School principal John Colson. Board Chair Keith Vieira introduced the meeting and apologized for how the board has handled the situation, but he reinforced that Principal Colson resigned.
You're going to probably hate us for keep on saying it, but John Colson resigned. We accepted his resignation, and part of a separation agreement is neither of us can talk about it. And you're going to hate it. You want to know why. Was he fired? We cannot comment on it. I will say John Colson did nothing ethically, morally wrong. There was nothing like that at all. John Colson resigned, and I'm going to apologize now, and I'll apologize throughout the evening that we cannot talk about that separation. 5
members of the 9-member board, the Oahu-based Ho'okāko'o Corporation, were at the meeting. Vieira also introduced the incoming interim principal, Lydia Trinidad, who will move from her job as principal of Kuala Pu'u Elementary School on Molokai.
Born and raised on Molokai. I'm currently the principal at the school I attended, which is Kuala Pu'u.
Lydia, when she was working with her faculty on becoming a charter school, came to Waimea, spent time here, learned from you and their faculty about what was important, and then launched her conversion charter school on Molokai.
We can't come tonight and you'll send somebody and we'll forget about it. We'll never forget. We'll never forget. Clap. Yeah.
Kahu Billy Mitchell laid into members of the board, saying what most others said. They did not believe Board Chair Vieira when he said John Colson resigned.
We're not buying that. That's not good. You took Mr. Colson, somebody put some kind of a gun to his head so that he would resign, and now that's all you keep saying. He resigned. He resigned. Listen. If I feared for my medical, for a wife who's ailing, if I feared for my severance pay from a board that already is showing some vindictiveness, you think that I would jeopardize my family and run to the town and tell my story? Yet, his story has bled out. We understand he didn't want to leave the children. He didn't resign willingly, wanting, like you seem to kind of try to paint it. You made him resign. You made him resign. You made him resign. That's what you did. You made this man resign.
Kahu Mitchell said Colson would never leave the Waimea Middle School children abruptly in the middle of the year. Mitchell spoke to Colson's integrity and dedication.
Because these islands, the outer islands, have a message. I think there's some clarity tonight that people will not stand by while a man from their town who served the town so well for so many years, and watch him in one quick stroke of a board meeting somewhere in Oahu, have his name, his reputation, and everything that he's done and what his family stands for get wounded, and nobody knows why. No one will say why, but we have a polite apology that we can't say anything. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable.
He invoked the memory of Princess Bernice Pauahi, a known education advocate, in imploring the board members to have the courage to reconsider their decision and bring Colson back.
The princess, if she were sitting here tonight, she herself would reverse this issue herself. She would do it herself.
Please do not abuse our olelo by calling your board of directors ho'okāko'o. Kako'o, to uphold, support, favor, assist, prop up, to bind as with a sash or belt, support, aid, and recommendation. This is not pono with our Waimea Ohana, for you as directors should be ashamed of yourselves.
Several community members, including parent Melissa Lindsay, challenged Board Chair Vieira's statement they were under a gag order not to reveal the reason for Colson's abrupt departure.
You stand behind your excuse of a gag order so that you don't have to justify what you have pulled in this community. That, to me, is a disgrace to this school system, and you people should be ashamed of yourselves.
Lindsay chastised the board for making the change 2 weeks before the critical state assessment tests on which the school and the students will be judged.
Why was it so crucial that you guys had to take Mr. Colson out of the picture, out of this ki'i, and have him removed during a crucial time? That's the biggest question. So maybe you guys need to ponder on that thing, collaborate together, and maybe get back to us on that one.
Both State Representative Cindy Evans and State Senator Malama Solomon, in the middle of the state's legislative session, flew in from Oahu to testify. Solomon said it's always possible to reconsider a decision and asked the board to right the wrong and bring Colson back for the good of the children.
That for whatever transpired, between the two parties, that's their kuleana. But Mr. Colson should be encouraged to stay, finish up the year, get everybody all through the school year. We have ongoing programs because we're dealing with children. These are not adults. And Mitch was very kind about it, and he said, yes, I will communicate this message to the board. I want to thank Dr. Guy Ku'ulukukui. I spoke to him in great length about it, and I told him, and I want to share with you, there is not one democratic process where you cannot move for reconsideration. That's what a democracy is all about. And that's the power of a democracy.
The bottom line of much of the testimony was a request to the board to think about the kids and think about the impact of their actions on these kids and their future learning. The other bottom line, the community wants to have Principal John Colson back on the job at Waimea Middle School. But at this point, the ball is still in the Ho'okāko'o Board's court. This is Sherry Bracken for Big Island News Center and KLA TV 6.